Hey guys, Anthony Jones here, and thank you for joining me. In this video, I'm going to go over a step-by-step process of putting a little bit of elbow grease into the old Honda Outboard. Got an 8 horsepower 4-stroke. I'm going to be running on the back of the Top Gun Jumbo. It has seen better days. A little bit beat down, but hey, not to worry because she came out sweet for under 20 bucks, guys. I did some DIY work to it, and a little bit of elbow grease is all it took. Trash to treasure. I'm going to show you how I did it in this video. Also applied some graphics from Jason at TBNation Decals. And man, it came out sweet. I'm excited about it, you know, for what it is. Man, you can't beat it. That's it, guys, in this video. Thank you again for joining me. If you like the content, subscribe to the channel, guys. That's all I got to tell you. And also, if you are on the gram, I'm on Instagram. It's at @AWJones. That's it. May your tiny boat bills be great. One of the final details of this boat that I've wanted to do for a while now, I'm going to go ahead and do it, is taking this motor cover on the old Honda 4-stroke. Has seen better days. It's kind of beat. It's not horrible, but it just doesn't look as good as the rest of the boat at this point. It's going to need a little bit of body work. Okay, so I'm gonna take this cover off. We're going to take the vinyl graphics off. We're going to sand it down, do a little bit of body work, smooth it out, make it look all pretty. I'm going to put a new coating on it. And then Jason at TBNation Decals has printed me up some new decals to go on here that are really cool. I think it's going to complete the look of the boat, and I'm excited about it. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I'm trying to do is take these graphics off. And man, they're from, you know, they're over 10 years old. And they don't want to come off. And when you start to peel them off, they just come off in chips. So a friend of mine that works at a body shop said that on vinyl decals on vehicles, he uses a heat gun. Well, just so happens I've got a heat gun. And you can kind of see here that I've heated it up. And what I'm doing is I'm just taking this heat gun and I'm just baking this thing and getting it hot. And you can see that vinyl starts to heat up. And man, this is hot too. It'll peel right off. See that? Now it's getting harder down here, this spot where I haven't heated it up. But anyhow, that's the process. I sat here for a few minutes trying to pick at these things, and it just wasn't working. So if you've never done this before with decals, which I haven't, use a heat gun, man. It's making a world of difference for me. So I'm going to get all these decals off and then start the sanding and the bodywork portion. Okay, cousins, got all the decals stripped off. And believe it or not, there is some nice looking paint underneath. That's the original paint job from 06. But we're going to get a little aggressive now. I got the old dewalt out. We're going to run some 120 sandpaper, and I'm going to get aggressive on this thing and try to knock down some of these chips and blowouts. And I'm really not trying to strip the paint, but I will get around these real good with that 120, and then brush everything else real lightly. And then we're going to drop down from the 120 to the 180 and try to smooth everything out. I may even go up to 220, 320, etc. Try to get a nice smooth finish. Got it all sanded down. Came out pretty smooth. I'm not exactly striving for 100% perfection. Otherwise, I would have just taken it to a body shop and had a professional paint it. But I am going to go ahead, and there's a crack here. And then there is a crack on this back side here. I'm going to go ahead and take this Dremel with this cutoff wheel, and I'm just going to kind of channel out around those cracks to give me a little bit of room to take some kitty hair, which is like a Bondo fiberglass mixture, and try to get it in there and strengthen that up and sand it smooth. Again, it may crack and it may not be perfect, but I feel like now's the time to go ahead and address it. Got these little areas ground down. I don't know if you can see that. And this is actually not fiberglass. This is some kind of I don't know, like a plastic or something, but we're gonna go ahead and I found one more hairline crack. Just ground that area down. We're gonna go ahead and apply that Bondo glass regardless and see what it can do. Okay, this is what I'm using. It's called Bondo glass, and it's this green stinky nasty stuff that's got fiberglass strands. You can kind of see them there mixed in. You take the cream hardener, same thing as like your Bondo putty. It's a 2-part. You squirt some of that into that. I'm using a very small amount. I actually took a razor knife and cut a spreader to make a micro spreader. And all I'm doing is I'm going to take this, and those areas I ground down, I'm going to fill in the channels and the surrounding areas and then let this cure and sand it smooth, and hopefully it'll structurally hold it together and eliminate those cracks that I had. All right, there it is. There it is applied. And I used a lot of hardener. This stuff cured in probably 5 minutes. It's still slightly tacky. I'm just gonna let it sit and cure for a little while, and then I'm gonna come back and blast it with the old DeWalt. All right, all sanded, ready for paint. You can see how that turned out. Nice and smooth. That turned out nicely. No cracks. Where's the other one? There's the other one. So now I'm going to show you what we're going to paint this with. Okay, this is what I'm going to use. I got this at the good old Ollie's Bargain Barn. What do you know about that? Custom removable coating. Guys, this is like a plastic dip type deal. It's a graphite metallic, and then this one is a jet gray matte. Probably what I'm going to do is, because I've used Plasti Dip in the past, if this is pretty much a similar product, I'm just going to use a lot of this can, and then for my final color, I'm going to come back with this. It's got that metallic, and do a couple coats of this. It's just a rubberized coating is all it is, guys. You put it on real thick, and later down the road, if you want to remove it, you could actually peel it off kind of like a vinyl decal. It's just like Plasti Dip. From what I can tell, this stuff may or may not be any good. I don't know. I've never used a Duplicolor brand, but I'm going to prep the motor cover, which is right over here. And I'm going to put some painter's tape on this portion because I don't want that painted. And then I'm going to tape off this portion because these things are really fastened well in there, that rubber. So we're just going to leave that in place and tape over it. And then I'm going to spray it, and we're going to see how it turns out. All taped off, ready for paint. Gotta love Ollie's. Our price, $2.99, baby. Just doing one light coat. That's what they recommend, one light coat. And let that kind of cure, and then come back with some heavier coats. That's all I'm doing. See how it works out, guys. Okay, so I did the jet gray, then I did the metallic gray over the jet gray, and actually had some Plasti Dip glossifier to just kind of give it a gloss sheen. And honestly, man, it looks pretty good. I'm going to show it to you again tomorrow when it's in the sun. It does have some flake to it, but I'm going to let that sit up overnight. I used about a half can of the jet gray, a half can of the metallic gray, and then I've done a couple quick thick coats of this Plasti Dip glossifier that I had left over from a previous project. So we'll check it out tomorrow. Okay, I have to say, for what it is, it turned out pretty good. You're talking under $10 worth of flexible rubberized coating that I got from Ollie's Bargain Barn, baby. I did use the glossifier clear, and I think that really helped it out. It's not perfect, but you know, honestly, for what I've got into it and how it turned out, it's good enough. So we are going to apply some decals that I got from Jason at TBNation Decals, and I think that'll really set it off and finalize the look. Got some decals that Jason did for me at TBNation Decals. We got a number 8 that's going to go on the back there of the motor. And then I went with the Honda with the wings. I thought would look cool. I guess this is an old school Honda logo I believe they used it on their motorcycles. I'm not sure if they ever used it on their marine stuff, but nonetheless, I just think it looks cool. And he mirrored the wings to where they'll be flying the same direction on both sides of the motor cover. So thanks, Jason, for doing that. Let's go ahead and get these applied. Also got some 3M carbon fiber vinyl I am going to do on the little top part here. That's that faded gray, and that's it. Alrighty, all done. Got the number 8 on the rear, which I think looks really awesome. That blown up size just to me reminds me of kind of like a fighter jet, a number on the back of the jet, which is kind of my theme, is that military theme. We did do the carbon fiber up top, and then of course the old school retro throwback Honda decals on the side. Thanks again, Jason at TBNation Decals. And man, that is it. I've got the little rubber trim piece back on right here, and removed all the tape from all the trim, and honestly pretty satisfied with it, considering under 10 bucks, not including decals, so under 20 bucks for everything, as opposed to, you know, 500 bucks at a body shop. We'll see how long it lasts. I like the look so far, but you know, I have the tendency to change my mind on things and switch things up, so we'll run with this for the time being. But great little DIY project. Turned out really nice. Very happy with the results, and looking forward to getting the boat out with this new motor cover refresh DIY mod done. Thank you guys for tuning in. See y'all next time.